also I'm going to do some more of the 5D painting. I've got a setup. We're going to just do the most obvious and go with number 2s next. The lighting is not brilliant. It's actually pouring with rain again, but I figured what the hell, we'll give it a go anyway because I wanted to do some. So I'm hoping you can see, especially as I'm currently working with darker gems today, because if you can just see, these ones are almost black. They may actually be black, it's hard to tell. Because, you know, sometimes black looks black, but really it's a really deep green or really deep blue. So I'm not 100% sure. Especially considering it, some of the 2s is actually part of the eye, so that would imply black, but then even our pupils have a reflection, so I don't know. Who cares? It's a deep dark colour and hopefully you can see. So I've already applied some new glue to the thing. Trying to do this, I still can't work out which way to go. Does anyone still have trouble with that? Wow, that's a bad focus, isn't it? Let's try under this one, shall we? God, directions, woman directions. There we go. So I put some fresh glue in. We may have got away with what we already had, but I thought it would be an idea to put some new in just to be safe. So sorry about the close-up, but it's me zooming in to see what I need to do because it's a bit far away. So I'm just gonna, there's not many in this particular spot, and then we'll move down into a different area. But it's hard for me to see, so I dread to think what it's like for you to see, but I'm hoping you can see. So, oop, that's clever, Sonia. Remember to put the cling film over before you press it. It's not cling film either, is it? Ugh, the plastic film. Okay, so I think there's only 2 2s in that one, so we're going to move straight down to just down here. That's where the next lot of 2s are. I'm using my phone to hold it down, but I've noticed that some of the film is stuck pretty good to the actual canvas. I'm hoping that's not going to be a problem later on and it's not taking away all of the glue. But so we've got some 2s down here now, so we're going to be doing them next. So my video yesterday, who of the keen eye of you noticed I made a mistake in the blanket? I actually made 2 mistakes in the blanket. One is colour, so it doesn't matter. Between 2 of the purples there's no blue or aqua. It's just purple and purple. Oops. But that was too far back for me to rip. But the other mistake is I missed a row. I missed row 48. How did I do that? So I've ripped it back because obviously you've got to have all the rows correctly for the pattern to work. Even though the stitch count worked out right, so I never noticed. But anyway, yeah, so the blanket got ripped back last night. And row 48 has been done. So it's got to have row 50 redone and row 51 redone because that's when I worked out I'd gone wrong. That was clever of me, wasn't it? Now I'm hoping for a delivery today from Wool Warehouse. I had some money owed to me that got paid the other day, and so I was able to go and buy, well, order some of the yarn I needed to finish off some toys. So I've ordered some more yarn. I've decided I'm going to make my bigger toys, instead of doubling up the yarn, I'm just going to buy it in chunky. Saves using DK twice, and then I can do the chunky teddies or rabbits or whatever will be made with the chunky yarn rather, and they'll have the joints, and then I'll use the DK weight yarn to make smaller toys that don't have the movable joints, just I'll sew them on. So I hope to be getting a few of them made in the next few days. In theory the order should arrive today, but they're coming by Royal Mail, and I don't know about your area, but my area, Royal Mail is notorious for not turning up on days. I mean, they always deliver, sometimes very late. I mean, we've had them as far late as 5 o'clock in the evening before. But it's sometimes what should be first class takes the time as a second class. So, well, I've just pushed them down. I'll put it back so you can see. So that's just the black of the eye. I really hope you can see this because it is quite thingy. We'll move on to a lighter colour next time. But so I'm just going to get close to make sure I haven't missed any. So sorry about my ugly mug in your face there. And probably my head in there. Oh, and there's my parcel. Maliki! Sorry about me yelling there. Let my son get my parcel while we find the next two. Oh, we've got some over here. They are just on camera, so put this one in. Didn't pick one up, that's clever. Okay, shall we show you the box? It's a bit wet because it's raining out. But here we go. So I'll be opening that later. Oh, let's put that down. Owie. That hurt my shoulder. On good news, this arm's feeling much better today. I mean, the rest of my body isn't, but that arm's feeling great. This one is still playing up. I don't know what I've done. I don't know if it's a trapped nerve. It normally feels different for a trapped nerve, but it's lasting as long as a trapped nerve normally lasts. So I don't know what's going on with it. But I'm just glad that my other one, my right, is feeling better today because it means I can do more things faster. And I have so many things I want to do. I've got to be faster. But yeah, I'll open that box later. I don't know if I'm going to do it as a video on its own, as an unboxing haul video, or whether I'll just shove it in with this vlog. I'll see how I feel when I do it. I'd say, what do you think? But let's face it, I would have opened it by the time you see this video because I don't have any patience. People always tell me I have no patience, and I completely agree. It's ridiculous. I can do things like this, and it's so pretty. It's coming along lovely. You know, which requires patience. But if you tell me I've got something coming, or you give me a birthday present or a birthday card early, I'm like a child. It's ridiculous. I'm like, what is it? What is it? Tell me what it is. Give me a clue. Give me a clue. I need to know. I need to know. So anyone with any sense knows never ever let me see something before the day I'm supposed to receive it. Because I will just drive them insane with questions. I don't know how my children became so mature about it, because to them they just wait. They don't mind. Whereas I have the patience of a 2-year-old. This glue this time round is a little more dodgy. I don't know if I didn't push it in well enough or what, but oh well, never mind. Well, even though it's dark and dreary, I think it's definitely showing a shine on it because you can see little shines on them. So that's nice, so at least you can sort of see where they are. So what have you lot up to today? I know you can't answer me right now, but you can put it in the comments, tell me what you've been doing. Or if you want to join my the group I have on Facebook, you can tell me on there what you've got done for today. Show me on there what you've been doing. That'd be great to see. Because I know not all of you who watch have YouTube channels of your own to show us your work. So it'd be great to see what you got. Talk about showing us the work. Thank you for sharing your cat, Joe. It's looking amazing. I kind of really want to get that cat too. Would you mind me copying you? Because that cat looks really cool. But it's come along lovely. If you haven't seen it yet, pop along to my YouTube group and check out Joe's cat. It looks so pretty. I'm definitely going to have to stick some more glue in this, I think, before we go much further, because it's not coping. Okay, so I think that's all the number 2s in that line. So let's roll that back up and give that a push a minute. And then I think we're going to have to move the camera so that we can see more, because I think we were only just in camera there, weren't we? So let's just, they're all down. So yeah, I've got definitely a few off camera down here. Yeah, they're definitely off camera, and I think I've got some over there as well. So let me adjust the camera so that we can hopefully see the others. Okay, so that's where they are, so hopefully if the camera stays put, you'll be able to see them. And it falls back down slightly. What is with that? I mean, I think it's still in line, but let's go up ever so slightly more. Sorry, you're getting my arm there. There we go, now stay put. Sorry a minute. Okay, so I think, so if I pull it all the way down, think of if I have this up, it's also going to put my hand in it, isn't it? I'm going to have to be careful not to lean on things, I think. So if we put that there, okay, so we're doing just along here, and then we've got some just here, and then I think that's it for this area, and then we'll move off to the side over here where you can't see. So, try not to put my arm down. But I'm still really enjoying these and I want so many more. But I still haven't caught up on all your lot's YouTube because this morning I kind of led in bed. Trying to deal with my pain before I got up, and then I come straight onto this, so I haven't actually watched any YouTube or any TV at all today, so I'm still a little behind. I know I'm behind on Karen. I know there's definitely one of Karen's I haven't seen yet, and there's definitely one of Randy's I've not seen. I don't know if Denise's released another one or not. I'll have to have a look. Pretty sure there's one of Rose's I've not seen yet. So I'll have to have a look. I think the only one I've seen is Graveyard Girl because it came out while I was still awake last night, so I watched it then. Unless she's got a new one out, I don't know. Of course, Graveyard Girl's not part of our community, but if anyone who sees Graveyard Girl knows that you kind of have to see it because she just makes everybody so happy. Does anyone else watch Graveyard Girl? I think she's awesome. Right, so I think that's the twos there. So now we're going to do these ones here. I think the twos are definitely more spread out than the ones were. But so does anyone know why you go 1 to 9, no, 1 to 8, and then 9 to 17 is alphabet instead of the numbers? I mean, it makes no sense. I mean, there obviously is a sense to it, I just don't know why. So, somebody please explain, because these sort of things bug me. I like to know why. Could really do with some music on, but copyright means I can't. Not that I monetize my videos yet, but I hope to one day. I'm getting closer. Well, at least in the views I'm getting closer. In the subs I'm nowhere near it, obviously. But once I've got the views down, I just have to worry about getting the subs. So it's not too bad. Right, okay, so I think I've done all of the twos there. So let's lay that back down. Give them a press. Sorry, burping away there. Okay, so now we're going to move over here, so I'm going to move the camera again. This time round I need to turn and lift, I think. Where's the highest? Number 2. Where are you? God, a bit hard to see in this, isn't it? Alright, so we're right up here, so we're just off. So I think. And up you. Nope, down we go. God, get the right direction, Sonia. Okay, so I think we've got it all on camera now. Hopefully. So let's pull. This is where I'm on about. It's pretty stuck really hard. I don't know what's going on there. Okay. Right, I'm going to have to lean in really close, so sorry about this bit here, but it's very hard to see in this light. Probably shouldn't have been doing it in this light, but I really want to. Who is ringing me? Hold on. Back again, sorry about that. So rude, people. Oh, look, hold on, pressing the wrong button here. Now that one's recording. Good job I noticed before I started, isn't it? It's not as if I can restart this again, is it? So, let's see if we can get up here. See around here. I have absolutely no idea what I was saying beforehand, because my memory sucks. But, yeah, I can't actually see half of these things very well. But I refused to not do it because I really wanted to do it. And I'm taking Randy's advice and doing what I fancy doing when I fancy doing it. Because my main problem is there's loads of things I really want to do, but then I'm in the middle of another project. And I kind of feel guilty for not finishing it. Part of it is just what I like to call my completionist problem. I'm just going to put up the light on my phone so I can see. Yeah, I did miss one. I'm sorry if that's glaring for you for the minute. I just needed to see where some are. Yeah, part of it is completionist problem. When I start something, I need to finish it. Even if I hate a TV show, if I've started it, I've got to finish it. Which is ridiculous. I'm a grown woman. But I need to finish things, so I don't start new projects often if I'm not likely to finish it soon. And it's not to say I don't have more than one project on the go, because I do, but usually I know that I'm going to be using one as like a carry-along project, or one can only be done at certain points, because you know, if you're working with black, it's much harder to work with black at night than during the day, and things like that. I don't tend to do stuff that requires me to be up in my craft room as often as stuff that I can do sat down here, because it's easier, it's comfier, and I know that I won't be able to just say, oh, I've had enough of that, let's move on to the next one for a minute to give my back a break or something, whereas I can do that here. I mean, once I've had enough of this one because my back hurts too much, I can just move over to the sofa and do more on the blanket or on the square. Whereas the Fimo upstairs and the weaving and things, I need more space, better balance, because you can't exactly roll out Fimo and things on your lap. The other problem I have with the Fimo is it dries my hands out, and my eczema is acting up really badly at the moment, and adding something else that's going to dry my hands up to the mix is probably not the wisest choice in the world. But I do miss doing the Fimo. I had so many plans on what I was going to make with it, and so far I've just not had the time, ability, energy, lower pain levels, whatever you want to call it. It's just been hard work. So I don't know, I need to stop making excuses for myself and get up there and do it, don't I? Okay, so those ones. Now we've got some just along here, so we're going to do them next. Hopefully I'll be able to see them better and you won't see me leaning over so much, she says, and then leans over. That's real clever. So, Grace mentioned about Google Hangouts for doing some of this and we could all chat, which I love the idea. Problem being is I've never done a Google Hangout, so I'm going to need someone to explain to me how it works. I think when it very first came out many years ago, I may have played with one with my twin sister for 5 minutes, and neither of us could work out what we were doing, so we just stopped and went back to Skype. Because Skype, we understand, even if it wasn't working very well. So, what do you guys reckon? Or do you not want to do chat and craft session? I'm just thinking, you know, kind of like a Stitch and Bitch, but for any crafts, and all of us live on, so we can be around the world doing it. We just find a time that's suitable for most people. What do you reckon? Anyone else have any good ideas or think that's a good idea? Okay, so I think maybe that's all the twos. I'm just going to lean in real close and check, because A's blind. Oh, do you know what it is? I should put my glasses on. I don't have my glasses on. How am I supposed to see without my glasses? But I can't actually remember where I stuck them, because I'm good like that. I think that might be all my number twos. So I'm going to turn off the cameras, work out where I stuck my glasses, and come back. Back again, found my glasses. So we're going to move on to the number threes, because I don't want to stop. Simple as. So I'm going to stay in the same area we were a minute ago, because the camera's set up there, so I might as well work that bit and then move down to the others. So again, leaning forward because I can't see anything, sorry about that. And I can't adjust the camera so you're not stuck with my head leaning forward, because I'm very carefully balanced on a whole bunch of stuff. So fitting anywhere else is a bit of a challenge. I mean, I'm on a table, but I have a load of other stuff on this table as well, because there's only so much room in this house. And see, this place used to be, when it was originally built, a 2-bed house, but it got converted into a 4-bed house. Problem being is that didn't include extra storage space or extra living space or anything like that. They literally just built above the garage for my bedroom, and that was it. Oh, and they extended the kitchen out to within the garage sort of area, and that's it. So the lounge area and what's supposed to be the dining area, which is actually where my desk is for study, is useless for a dining area. It's way too small. We do have a dining table which we used to put up, but the thing was too big for the area you're supposed to eat in. You could put it there. God, I'm stuck. Yeah, you could put the dining room table up there, but it wouldn't actually allow for anyone to move. So it's useless. So yeah, the place isn't big enough for a family of 5, really. But you know, needs must. When you're crashing at your in-laws because you're homeless, you take the first place you can blooming get. I mean, this was what we got. Because the previous place we were in, a really nice place, but we signed a 6-month contract like you normally do, only to have 3 months in to it. The person that owns the place, the landlady, decided that she's had enough of living in Australia and she wants her house back. And anyone who rents knows, well, anyone who moves house knows, it ain't cheap. And we did not have the money to move again, so we couldn't afford to live somewhere else. So when we got booted out of there, we were homeless for a little while. I say homeless, we weren't living on the streets. We were crashing around other people's sofas, but you know, 3 kids and me and my husband crashing on people's sofas, we take up a lot of space. luckily the in-laws have a big house and they let us stay with them, and we ended up being with them for 6 months. It was supposed to have just been a month or so where we sorted ourselves out, but it ended up being 6 months. Which, you know, was fine because the house was big enough that we basically had our own lounge upstairs and we had our own bedrooms and our own bathroom. So we just shared the kitchen and we worked around each other's timelines. So it wasn't a bother, but, you know, you kind of need your own place. As much as I enjoyed having female company, and I think my mother-in-law enjoyed having female company because, like me, she had 3 boys. So she's been severely outnumbered for most of her life. And anyone who has all boys knows what it's like being outnumbered. I mean, boys are fab, but you know, sometimes a little girly talk's quite nice. We're actually going to have a Disney movie day, because she doesn't really get to watch many movies and things because my father-in-law is very particular about what he watches. So we've decided she's going to pick which one of my Disney movies I've got, and then I'll take them up and we'll have a Disney movie. We've told him he's going to have to go out somewhere for the day, so we're going to work around a day that he's got a meeting somewhere, because he's retired but he still does other work. Because he was a chartered accountant, so I think he does books and things for guilds, guides and things like that, I think. Not 100% sure. I don't ask. But it means that at some point he'll be out and me and Diana can watch a bunch of Disney movies, which would be great. At some point I need to raid her cupboards. She's got so much fur. She used to make these really stunningly beautiful toys. And the fur she used was just, it's just so soft and lovely, and she lets me and her other daughter-in-law, Emma, hi Emma if you're watching, she lets us raid it, because she doesn't use it much nowadays, so she lets us. That's actually the fur that I've got on my giant beanbag that I made, but she was teaching me how to sew the toys and things as well. We lost track of learning because she was teaching me when we lived with them, and you know, when we moved out things got a bit hectic and didn't get a chance to go back to it. But I'm hoping that I can still do some more now that I've got the safety certificates and things. Well, I haven't got everything I need, but you know, I now understand what I need and how it works and how you do the testing. I can now buy fur, make fur teddies, but what I can do beforehand is I can use her fur and make myself or my children or that the teddies that I want to make to sell, and I can make the test ones, not the ones I'll actually physically test, but the tests for me to learn the pattern. I can make them out of her fur and we can keep them because those ones won't need to be tested because they're personal. And then once I know what I'm doing, I can make one to actually do a proper safety check with out of fur that I can get the certificates for, because her fur has been in there for so long you'd never get the safety certificates for them. She doesn't even remember where half of the fur came from. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that at some point. You see, I thought getting these glasses would make it easier, but it's actually quite hard to see the difference between 8 and 3. I'm going completely off camera when I lean forward, aren't I? I'm really sorry. And I promise you we'll be moving on to other parts. I think I just stuck one onto an 8. Quick off. No, it was a 3. We're good. See, this is ridiculous. Why do they put 3s and 8s next to each other? I know they're different colours, but it's a shadal difference rather than a... It's a tonal difference rather than a shade difference. And nowadays I have a little trouble with tonal differences. I think that's the right way around, tone, shade. They're different colours, but the difference in them isn't in the depth and lightness isn't the same. I usually do know the difference, but my brain is going blah 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 blah, so I don't know the difference right now. It's because I haven't done a lot of art for quite a while now. Last artwork I did, I think, other than, you know, the basic colouring in, which not quite the same thing, was the unicorn paintings I did, and the galaxy painting that's up on my wall. So I haven't done any for a while, so I do need to get back into it because, you know, use it or lose it, and clearly I'm losing it. Right, okay, so I think there's still more threes further down, but I'm just going to press them on a minute. Owie. I just burnt my bottom. I have a hot water bottle and for some reason it hurt, which is weird. Because I don't think this one's leaking. I had one start leaking on me. That hurt. But this one doesn't feel to be leaking, so I must have just caught in a particular hot spot. Right, so I think I'm going to pull it this way this time and work from it that way. So hopefully you can still see. We're just doing down this part now. I really hope you can see all this, because it's going to be a shame if none of this footage turns out to be any good. Though at least you wouldn't have to listen to me rambling if it did. I mean, I should think by now a lot of you are going, shut up Sonia, I just want to see the pretty painting. But those who know me know you get a lot of rambling. It's really weird because out in the real world, if I go somewhere, I'm often incredibly quiet and shy until I get to know you. And then once I get to know you, you can't shut me up. Whereas on here, the first few videos I've done, I was quite shy. But afterwards, it's like, well, that's it, you're not going to shut me up now. You poor souls that click on to me are just doomed to listen to me forever. Well, you're not really, are you? You can just turn off, but you know what I mean. You're now my one-sided chat buddies. I don't know what's with the wax today. It's leaving a little residue behind. Didn't do that yesterday. So I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's a temperature thing or I don't know. I've not done enough of these to know. But I suppose once they're fully set on, I can always take a little cloth and gently swipe over to shine over it all. And then hopefully it can come up shinier. It's a good job I remembered to turn off the power on my power chair because I keep hitting the nozzle. Say nozzle. Joystick. There's the word, joystick. I keep hitting the joystick. That might be funny for you to watch. Hey, maybe I'll get myself a viral video. Stupid woman goes flying in her power chair. But I think I'd rather be sensible. That was a 3, I think. Yeah. I think I'd rather be sensible and not be a viral hit. See, I don't understand these people who want to be a viral video, who want to humiliate themselves and hurt themselves and just do stupid things for likes and views. Just, I don't understand it. Yeah, that's my mother. Just played her go on Words with Friends. You know, for a woman who says she can't read or spell, she's doing a really good job. So, hi Mum. Because I know you'll be watching. You always do. You're my biggest fan or critic, depending on how you want to look at it. No, Mum's lovely. She tells me all the things that have gone wrong, like the focus has not gone out or she can't hear me and things like that, so that I know what to fix for the next video, if I can work out how to fix it. So I'll have to wait and see. She can tell me if you can see anything that's been done here or whether the whole thing has been a complete and utter bust. All these 8s and among the 3s is really annoying because I've got to look so close to make sure I get the right ones. Don't they know some of us are blind as bats? Why do people say that? Blind as a bat. Bats aren't blind, so why do we say it? Does anyone know? Does anyone know where the saying came from? I'd really genuinely be interested to know. These are the sort of useless facts that me and Maliki are always looking up. Because we find it interesting, these sort of things. You never know when a useless fact becomes useful. And on the odd occasion it's been fun to put some know-it-all in their place saying, actually, no, you're wrong. Which I don't do often, but sometimes when they're being, you know, those sort of know-it-alls who think, you know, I'm far superior than you, and you can say, actually, no, you're wrong. So much fun. And then they don't believe you and they have to go and check it out, and then they come back red-faced and going, oh yes, but that's what I meant. I've had quite a few people over the years try to make out I'm some dumb idiot who doesn't know what I'm on about. Which has never boded well for them, because I may not be a genius, but I'm certainly not stupid. Getting close to the end of the freeze, I think. At least in this section. We've got to come over to the other section at some point. I spotted them somewhere. Where are they? There they are. I have missed some freezing among those 8s. That one's a 3. And spotted another one. Where was it? There. Just underneath the thing. There. Okay, so I think that's all the 3s there. I'm just looking closely again. My big fat head in the way, sorry. Okay, so I think that's all the 3s there. So let's give them a rub down. Oh, look at that. I spotted another one because apparently I'm an idiot. That one's a 3. Okay, so I think that's definitely all the 3s there now. Okay, so do we go up here or do we go down here? I think we're going to go down here because then I don't have to lean so far, because my back's starting to hurt from all this leaning. So let's turn you about around that way. move my phone out of the way now because it's now in view. And then tip you up there. That should hopefully, because the 3s are in this part here and along here, so you should be able to spot them. I think we're going to need some more 3s because there's not enough in the lollipop now. So let's just get some more, shall we? The only thing is, well, I was sorting the 3s out a minute ago. I got one that doesn't belong. Ooh, where do we go there? A bit of focus. You can see the colour of it. Can you see that? That's actually a purple. And I don't have purple in this at all. So they have a gem that doesn't belong, which is kind of cool, because maybe I'll have my own little collection soon. Ooh! Throwing it around now. Okay, this is very unhygienic. Don't do this at home. But I find it picks them up easier. And this is my painting anyway, so I don't think anyone's going to care about my filthy germs over my gems. Actually a number 3 in here. Looks like there's a 15 or something. I'll have to check that out later. Okay, so that's got us a few more. Let's take that one that's in the wrong one. Oh, not come here. Is it that one? Nope, that one is an odd one as well. It's the wrong colour for all of them. It's more of a flesh tone one. You know, they're so small, it's not surprising that you get the odd one that doesn't belong. The machines can only sort so well, can't they? Come on, lady, line up. That's got a few lined up. That's a light one. Where did that come from? Just put it on the lid for the minute. Hopefully I'll remember to pack it away. Don't know if I need any more wax, but hopefully not. Okay, so and there's on the bottom up again. Use my phone to hold it. Okay, so you got the odd 3 dotted around on the bottom, and then you get some more of them as we get further up. But there's a load of 3s and I'm on 8s again. Really? Come on, people. What are you doing to me? So this current filming session is already 21 minutes long, let alone what I recorded before. So I think what I'm going to have to do is make this a video on its own and then do a blanket update in a separate video. So it might be that you get an unboxing, a blanket update and a 5D painting update all in one day. We'll see how we go. Might be a bit of overload on the videos for you lot, but we'll see. I can't very well. I mean, I could possibly make the unboxing tomorrow's video, and that way it's already done and dusted, but then you wouldn't get an update on the blanket. So I don't know. I'll have to have a think to see what I decide to do. I mean, you'll soon see when the videos go out. I'd only planned on doing one lot of numbers, but I was having so much fun. I wanted to continue. And this long-winded rambling is quite good fun. I know that sounds probably really silly, but Normally I get very short, sweet conversations with people. Not that this is much of a conversation, I'm talking a lot and you're just listening or pretending I don't exist. But normally, like if I talk to my sister, she calls me when she's either doing the school run or walking back from work, so that she's got company, because she walks everywhere. She can drive, but she chooses to walk everywhere very sensibly because it's cheaper and healthier. But yeah, she'll call me on the walk. She wears me out listening to her. She works so hard. But that's the only conversation I normally get, and 9 times out of 10 we're dealing with whatever problem she's having for that day, whether it's trying to get back home or on school on in time before she has to be back at work, or she's just finished doing a split shift and she's shattered because she's worked 7 days in the week. She's a single parent. It's her ex is the one that we had the games night with, but she works so hard and she wears me out just listening to the things she does, I tell you. So she doesn't get to chat much. Usually she's just telling me about what she's done at work, how busy they've been, because they're often quite busy, and they're a small team at the place. She works in one of the hotels in Devizes, and it's quite a small team of people and they all work really hard. But they seem like a really nice bunch. She doesn't have any problems with any of them, which is good because it's really hard, especially when you're working with a lot of females, because you can deny what you want, but females are quite bitchy when they get together. And I've worked in an almost all female setting before. I lasted a week before I was like, no, I'm not dealing with this teenage drama from 40-year-old women, and I left. I mean, at that point I was only, I've been 20. So it should have been me having the teenage drama. But yeah, we chat. I went off on a tangent again, didn't I? Yeah, I get to chat with her, but not a huge amount. I think it's probably about 15 minutes, the walk, if she doesn't get stopped by someone driving past who offers her a lift, which happens every so often. Or she's so busy she can't even phone me and I don't speak to her for a week, and then I'm texting her like, you okay? See, me and my twin, we have this love-hate relationship. We do love each other, but we hate to be around each other. Now, we lived together for a while when the kids were much younger. This is why they're such close cousins. And we both have agreed it's not something we'll ever do again. We have very different opinions on raising children and how to keep the house set up and how we like things let out and what timescales we like things done in. And so we're not compatible, even though we're twins. So we're better off apart. I would say that, but when I moved to Plymouth, she followed me. When she moved to Scotland, I followed her. I moved back down to Salisbury and she followed me. Not necessarily to follow each other. Who is calling now? Hold on, sorry. Hey Ian, back. Sorry about that. Normally, on any normal given day, I don't see or hear from anyone other than my sister all day. When my sister doesn't call, there are days I don't speak to anyone. There are weeks I don't speak to anyone other than my husband and my children. And today I've had 4 calls already, one of which was before 9 o'clock. I mean, it's just rude. Let me get the hit. I don't want to answer. Anyone else get a large amount of spam calls? They just, what's the point of having the telephone preference service when it doesn't block calls because they're coming from outside of the country? It's just ridiculous. I wouldn't mind if they left a message and said what it was that they wanted, and then I'd know that the next time they called back it's a proper company and I can answer it. But they never leave messages, which leads me to believe the majority of them are spam calls. Now on my mobile, which I'm also receiving them on, I can block it. Look up the number, you know, quick Google tells you who they are, and you can block the spam ones. But the other, a house phone, it's not so simple. And the problem is, if they just left a message, I could have somebody get back to them and explain that due to my anxiety, I can't speak on the phone. I have panic if I try to speak on the phone to somebody I don't know. Now, most companies have been okay with me having my husband speak on my behalf. But if they don't leave a message to say who they are and what I need to contact them about, how am I supposed to have my husband contact them to explain that he needs to speak on my behalf? Because usually it's as simple of me being sat next to him, he rings, explains the situation, the person on the other end has to quickly have me say yes or no that he can speak on my behalf, and then he speaks for me. Or in the case of something like child benefit, we had to fill out a form, and same with the doctors, we had to fill out a form to say that he could speak on my behalf. But Pip was easy. He rang up, explained the situation. She spoke on the other end, saying I didn't have to say anything other than yes or no. Once I've said yes, passed back to my husband, and he dealt with it from there. But can't do that if they don't leave a message saying who they are and what they want. So they just get ignored, and they continue to be ignored until they either send me a letter, an email, or leave me a message. At the end of the day, if it's so important and they can't get hold of me, send an email or letter, because anyone of any importance has my email address and they have my home address. And you're going to get a better response if you just send me a letter or an email, because then I know who you are and what needs dealing with. Especially nowadays when these spam companies can mimic phone numbers. So they say they're coming from one number, but they're not. They're actually coming from a completely different number. So how do you know that it's a genuine call and not someone trying to con you out of all your money? So I don't answer the phone. Does that make me paranoid? Or just sensible, because nowadays usually they are after your money. So, how much of a tangent can someone go off of when talking about 5D painting? Apparently, quite a bit. This is definitely going to be a multiple part painting, because, I mean, it's already in 2 parts, just doing 1, 2 and 3, and I'm nowhere near finished. So this is going to be spread over a large amount, and then what I'll probably do is do one massive combo of all of the parts put together to do one really long video, maybe sped up so you won't get my ugly mug in it. Nope, that's my husband messaging on Skype. Poor git can't get rid of me even when he's at work, so I message him on Skype. Okay, I think before I move the plastic back, because I've got there, I'm going to come over here and do the few frees that are over here. I really hope me leaning over hasn't had my head in the way the whole time, because that really will be quite disappointing. At least these threes are easier to see because they're not next to 8s, they're next to C's. Look at that, silence for a little while. There's my mum swapping tiles. Does anyone else play Words with Friends who are on my friends list? Because I could do it a few more challenges. It's becoming quite addictive. I have my husband, and I have my mum, and I have Karen. And that's all I have. So I could do it some more. Okay, so I think that's as far as I can go before I need to really move the plastic again, because it's needing to be moved more and more. So I think I'm going to change the direction of the plastics I pick up. Just squish them down. What do we think so far? We're getting there. So we've got some 3s here to do and up here. So what I'm going to do is I'll do these ones next, but I'm going to pull the plastic down so I don't have to stop leaning so much. Saying that, let's get some more 3s first. I need some more 3s. There's a lot of 3s. This is going to be such a long video. I am so sorry to you lot. So I had so many spare on the other ones, and the 3s, I'm starting to wonder how many I'm going to have spare. That'll do for the minute, and then we can get more if we need it. There we go. Into the straight lines. This pot is a genius idea. Why I didn't work out the ridges, what turns it over from the beginning, God knows. Silly me. Whoop. Also lost a couple there. Come on, here we go. Alright, so see, some parts of it stuck. Oh, and we've got a bead. I can see you. Come here. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that, but the bead is using static electric to jump around the entire thing, and I'm having trouble getting it. There we go. It was playing jumpity jump. A bit like those jumping beans. Remember jumping beans when we were kids? I don't know if they're still about. But it was kind of doing that. Every time I went to try to get it, it would jump away. Right, so pulled it down a bit. So we're starting in the line here. So there really is quite a lot of 3s. So I think once we finish 3, I'm going to call it quits. And we'll do 4 tomorrow, because I think this video is already long enough, don't you? I don't know about you, but my back is really starting to hurt. And so if you can hear that rustling, it's the static electric is now making the plastic stick to my arm. So every time I move my arm, it rustles it. You have to be careful when I go to turn off the recordings, because I have been known on a rather large amount of occasions to fry the circuits of things because of the amount of static electric that I build up. There was one point when I was younger I couldn't wear a battery powered watch. As soon as I tried wearing one I'd fry the system. So my dad got me a kinetic energy one, which worked great for years, and then I somehow managed to break it. I don't know what I did. It stopped working. Which is a shame, because it's one of the few things I have left of my dad. But I'm sure one day someone will be able to tell me what's wrong with it and we can get it fixed. He brought me this gold charm bracelet. Not long before he died, actually, I think. But it's snapped in 3 different places, so I need to get it fixed. I went into Smith's Jewellers we have down here and asked them, but the price wasn't too bad. But they send it off to be fixed, which I really wasn't happy with. And she's like, well, it's okay, it's all insured, so if we did lose it, which is highly unlikely, you'd be compensated. I'm like, money ain't gonna bring back the bracelet that my dad bought me. So I didn't end up giving it to them. I've been told of another place in Salisbury that fixes them on site. Now they're a more expensive place, but apparently they are really good. So I'll probably end up going there at some point. I just need enough money to do it, because they are definitely more expensive. Let's see. I'm kind of ready to move on to some of these lighter colours, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stay in order because it will only bug me having to keep changing the colours. And I just noticed I missed a 2. Right next to where I've just put the 3 is actually a 2. So I'm going to go and grab a 2 bead in a second and replace the 2 that I missed. Well, I say replace, put the 2 that I missed. Because it needs to be done. There's a few different non-shiny greys in among this lot. Don't know what's going on. I have to take them out in a minute as well. Don't know if they've lost their shiny coating or what, but can you spot them just there? 2 of them. Completely different greys than the others. Right, I'll have to take them out of this pot in a minute. I'll put them in the spare area where I've been sticking the other random ones. See, sometimes the 3 is obvious next to the 8, and then sometimes I've got to double guess myself because the way the light catches it, I can't work out whether it's an 8 or a 3. So it may be that I end up with the odd one in the wrong place, but I don't think overall it's going to make much of a difference. What colour is the 8? Yeah, the 8 is a different colour, but I think overall, it's the way it's designed, I don't think it's going to make much difference, do you? I suppose we'll see soon. Okay, let's get that number 2 before I forget. There we go, so that's the 2 in place. Let's lift these 2 that are the wrong colours out of the pot. so they're out of my way. That one's the wrong colour too. Come on, how many in here are the wrong colour? Yeah. It don't want to come out, does it? Yeah, kitty, kitty, kitty. There we go. Okay, that's that done. I just said here, kitty, kitty, to a rhinestone. What's wrong with me? Come on, line up the right way. Like these ones here, don't want to turn over the right way. There we go. So, oh, I'm off camera up there, aren't I? So sorry. Let's check if there's any more down here before I move the camera. See, they're up there, so I think... Okay, so let's scoot this up a bit. I'm going to press down. And then move the camera. No, that way. There we go. Hopefully you can see. Just going up here. I think we're getting to the end of the freeze, which will mean this video will finally be over and you can breathe a sigh of relief. Anyone ever do that with school videos, not educational videos, and you're just like, ah, finally, it's over. I mean, there wasn't many things I didn't find fascinating, and many things I don't find fascinating now. I find a lot of things fascinating, but you'd get the odd school video that's supposed to be educational, and all it does is bore you to death. I can't for the life of me think what they are now, but yeah, I remember having some that just, they were just so severely boring. Anyone else spot the one that ran away then? It's there. Come back. Come back to me. There we go. Yeah, Mum. Turn over. You don't want to turn over. Don't know why I'm concentrating on this last one. There's still some more freeze to do, so I've got to get more beads anyway. Okay, so we've got a few more here to do, and then we've got up along the top here to do, and a few more down there. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to just call it quits at this point, because my back can't take any more. So we'll finish off the freeze and do some falls tomorrow. But if we just zoom out so you can see what's been done so far. There we go, so that's what we got. So if I can pull it back so you don't get the glare. There we go, so that's what we've got done so far. So we're getting there, slowly but surely. I think it's looking quite pretty. What do you reckon? So let's just, God, that just sticks right down. Okay, so I think we're going to call that quits. Let's just turn this one off. Hey all, sorry for the really bad footage. and me looking in the wrong place. I'm on my webcam for the first time and everything's in the wrong place. I just want to add on to the end of the video. I lost the face footage and that meant I lost the end of the video. I don't know what happened. I don't know where it went. It's not even on my iPad anymore, so I'm sorry I'm looking down, but so it's a bit of an abrupt end to the video. Really sorry. I'll see you later. Bye.